Coming to you live from Station 21 in downtown Crown Point, this is the BullDog Bar. Welcome everybody to Station 21, and we welcome Coach Craig Mazzia.
Hey, how about these guys over here? Unbelievable. Hey, I know we say this every week.
We do.
But it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and I couldn't be, look at more I mean, looks like a Stones concert over here.
It does. Lots of people.
Or Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift probably more. Yeah.
Probably more like
he
it.
He sells them out.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. All right, Ski.
Well, 2 weeks off, Coach. We got a lot to talk about before we get into this first sectional game, and let's just start off with the sad news if you're in this area anyway. How about that Bears loss last night?
Unbelievable.
I didn't think Hail Marys worked anymore.
Hail Marys work, and I know you might not believe this, but just in the bye week, we work on a lot of different special situations. One of the things that we worked on was the Hail Mary.
Really?
The Big Ben. And what a teachable moment to show people, number one, our guys, as I sent it out, I texted it as soon as it happened to our guys, that's how it's supposed to work, and that's how you're not supposed to defend it.
Exactly.
and so there were two things that, we talk about. One guy being in the end zone, tipping it up, and then defense, not playing the ball, and I mean, it was just one of those jaw-dropping moments when you're watching. You go, it happened.
Have you had a jaw-dropping moment seeing that the Indiana Hoosiers are 8-0?
8-0.
8-0.
Incredible. I mean, who would have thought Hoosiers would be 8-0?
Nobody.
Oh, man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the college game day there, and then it's a long time since I sat and watched an Indiana football game, and I did it. I watched it. I'm very happy. So many friends and that are alumni and
stuck at 13. They're stuck at 13 for another. They got to get into that top 12. They got Michigan and Ohio State coming up. That's
Michigan. I think Michigan State would be a good game.
Yep.
Then Michigan and then Ohio State. But nobody thought they would be where they're at, and it's just really refreshing to see Indiana. I would say back on top, but that's where they are right now.
Yeah. Well, like we said, we had 2 weeks off, Coach, since the last game against Michigan City. We'll get to the Michigan City game in just a little bit and briefly talk about how we did there, but 2 weeks off. How did you handle it? What did you do? Did you have some fun? Did you do anything different?
Well, I personally didn't do anything different. I'm sure our players did, some things, but we did. We brought them in on the bye week, and that's a little bit different than we've had before, because before the bye week coincided with, the school being off. That's not the case. So we were in school the whole time. Had some pretty decent practices on the bye week, and then turn it around and come back to work and put a game plan in place for Portage. So I think our guys benefited from it just because it was time to get themselves healed up a little bit, and I think our guys came back refreshed today. Today's Monday, and came back and had a pretty good practice.
Well, lots happening at the Michigan City game. Another big win there, but briefly here, let's talk about what happened before the game when you and Coach Cicero were entered into the Michigan City Hall of Fame, something you had started when you were there.
Yeah, how about that? That was pretty cool. I mean, they had called in the summer and said that they were going to do it on when we visited, and I was there for 3 years and took a program that was as down as you could get and built it up to where we thought we were competing with anybody in this area at that point. For 3 years, and one of the things I did start was a Michigan City Hall of Fame. They had not had anything like that, but the amount of talent that had gone through Michigan City, either Elston or Rogers or Michigan City, we were able to drum up, starting back from the 60s, we were able to drum up guys that scored touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Most schools don't get that. So, Abe Gibran, who's the old coach of the Bears, just so many names that Michigan City, we were able to start it up. And I think from the time we started up, which was probably maybe 07, 08, they've inducted close to 100 members right now. So I appreciate it. I know Coach Cicero appreciates, in our short time there to be able to put into a Hall of Fame is very special.
Well, the game itself went pretty well, 38-7. And I know you talked to some of the guys after the game. It was a pretty close game, especially in that first half. You only went into the halftime 14-0, but I know you said that was something you guys really needed at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we tried to get that done, but, number one, you got to give Michigan City some credit. They came out and played very, very hard. They're a really good defensive football team. And it doesn't help when we flat out just dropped the ball 2 times, like we did, and turned that over. But the positive thing about that was our defense was put in some bad situations and responded, didn't even give up a field goal, and a couple times deep in our territory. So I was really, really happy with our defense. They have just a ton of talent offensively where they could spread the ball out. We got beat on a couple long passes. It's going to happen, but they didn't amount to scores. And offensively, we just weren't clicking. You're going to have those days where we didn't take care of the ball very well. And but once we got into halftime, we were up 14-0. Made some adjustments and was really happy the way our guys bounced back and were able to do some things in the second half and come up with a win, put them on a running clock, which we've fortunately been able to do. It didn't look like we were going to be able to do, but found a way to get that done with about 6 minutes to go, I think, in the fourth quarter.
So talk about the streaks, Coach. That's one of them. Every single game this year had a running clock. That's 27 consecutive games in a row in the regular season that you've won. 21 straight DAC wins. A lot of streaks and a lot of first-timers.
Just tremendous what our guys have been able to accomplish, and I'm not sure the exact number, but I know this is 4th year in a row that our guys have not lost an away game. So to get on a bus and never stumble and do what they've been able to do. All the credit goes out to our players and our assistant coaches getting our guys ready, and we're very happy with that. But one thing that we know is it's not going to get us any extra points or any extra turnovers when it comes Friday for a really vastly improved Portage team.
Well, let's get into the Station 21 players of the game from the Michigan City game. Of course, we've heard his name I don't know how many times this year, but defensively,
a lot.
Lucas Szymborski.
Again,
he's a beast out there.
He is a phenomenal player, and the good thing about our defense is we have about 5 or 6 guys nominated every week in regards to this award, right? So that means it's a team defense. And Lucas just happens to be getting some different, whether it be a fantastic interception that turned the game around on Friday against Michigan City, but just he's a nose for the football, and not to diminish what all our guys are doing, but he's had a tremendous year on the defensive side of the ball.
Offensive MVP, Jacob Soley.
Yeah, Jacob Soley had a good amount of catches, almost 100 yards in receiving, had a couple big plays that got us out of our own end zone, and Jacob continues to be, I don't want to say one of those surprises because we knew he was going to be a really good player all along, but the amount of big plays he's been making has been really, really good to see.
Special team player of the week, C.J. Wright. His hit had to be up for the top 2 for the bone-crushing hit of the week.
And it was, and this guy, I talk about him all the time. He's continuing to do what he's doing is tremendous, but he had an unbelievable hit like you're talking about on a kickoff team, but he had even better special team play throughout the night. So he got the special teams, but like you said, could have been at least a co-owner of that Bone Crusher Award.
And the Bone Crusher came on the offensive side and special teams also again. And this week it's Griffin VanTiel.
Griff, that really came on a punt return where he, just lowered his shoulder and on our sideline, and Griff is one of those kids that special guest tonight. Coming up, you can talk to him about that. But again, just defense. Stalwart force, also special teams, and if we needed to use them on offense, we could do that as well.
Scout players of the week, you always love talking about these guys. It was Cody Lehman, Ethan Zielkowski, and Steve Pentelik.
Yep, those guys are guys that seem to be in that mix every week, and again, I continue to talk about it, but we're only as good as the people we could go against on an every week basis, and those 3 guys certainly deserve those awards.
JV players of the game on their last game of the year this week were Robbie Sheehan and Kingston Connolly.
Yeah, both those guys. Robbie, a couple interceptions, and and Kingston continues to show that he's going to be a player to be reckoned with once he gets full time with the varsity. He's done a really nice job.
Well, Coach, that wraps up Michigan City, and we thank Station 21 for all of their special awards. But we have a couple other special awards to give out as well. As this week, you guys gave out some MVP awards for a different kind of game.
Yeah, so we, as coaches, decided that during the bye week, we were going to put some of the guys that maybe don't get as much time on the varsity than the other guys, and we called it the Opportunity Bowl. And the Opportunity Bowl was named just for that. They had an opportunity to show us coaches that maybe we should look a little bit harder at them and maybe find a varsity spot for them. And we had about a 30-play scrimmage, and our guys really went after it. It was fun to watch. We had some of our varsity guys on each side and cheering them on. It was really good for team morale, team camaraderie, and we had 3 guys that really stood out in regards to their play, and we came up with some MVP awards for them.
Offensive player of the game, Lou Tiawan.
Yep, Lou's had a great JV year, and he ended up scoring the game-deciding touchdown during that scrimmage.
Defensive player of the game was Joshua Daniels.
Yep, Joshua is again one of those guys that is right on the brink. He's getting some varsity reps right now and ready to break through, but he had an outstanding effort in the Opportunity Bowl.
And Coach, you also gave away a Most Valuable Player of the Game award.
We did. Javi Ayala. Javi is one of our favorite guys on the team, and just does everything we ask him to do, and we thought very highly of what he was able to do during that game, and so all respect to Javi, gave him the Most Valuable Player of the Game award. And by the way, Coach Cicero's favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you ever see Coach Cicero, he loves that guy. Well, dude, Javi did a great job, but, really happy with we were able to get some good competition between our guys in the first annual Opportunity Bowl.
There we go.
Looking for a sponsor next year. So
okay, we'll see what we can do. Well, you brought 2 players as guests today. Tell us about them.
So we brought today the dynamic duo. These 2 guys we brought up as freshmen. They're now juniors. They were actually getting some varsity time as freshmen, and now they're stalwarts in their defensive backfield, and there are 2 safeties, and they are junior Don Fanton and junior Griffin VanTiel. These guys are rocks back there in the secondary, and they're just fantastic players, even better people, and tremendous students as well. And I thought it was time to recognize these 2 guys, so I think you'll enjoy talking to both of them.
All right, we're going to talk to them here in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back in just a second as we take a quick break, and we'll hear from the Nicola Group, our sponsor, as well as Station 21. But don't leave. We'll be right back with more BullDog Bark. Welcome back to the BullDog Bark, and now we are joined by Junior Griffin VanTiel. Okay, all right. We're measuring the sound. That was a pretty good one. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Great to have you here. Hey, it's on everybody's mind. Let's just talk about right off the bat. You had the bone-crushing hit of the week against Michigan City. We're not used to seeing it come from the offensive side. Obviously, you were returning a punt. Talk about that play and kind of what's been going on the last week here with all the excitement about it.
So when I caught the punt, I was running down the sideline. I told Dom before the play, I was like, we're gonna go that way. It was wide open, and I seen my gap. I was following Dom. Dom had a nice block. I seen the dude. I was like, I'm either gonna cut up or I'm gonna hit him. I decided to hit him. I realized he rolled backwards, so kind of had hit a little flex.
Yeah, we definitely had a flex, that's for sure. That was we got it on tape, and we're going to be showing it right now, so you can kind of see it as you're talking. But a tremendous hit.
Thank you.
Could be one of the up for hit of the year, probably. That was a good one. But
thank you.
CJ probably wouldn't say that. He had a pretty good one on special teams as well.
Too, yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, hey, you guys had 2 weeks off here to kind of rest a little bit, get rehabilitated, and you guys did something a little bit new with the Opportunity Bowl. How much fun was that?
Oh, that was great. It was great seeing all our players go out there and play their hardest. Even like they were playing against our own teammates, but it was great for them. Like we had Javi. He played a good game. He got MVP.
MVP?
Yeah. He's a great player, and it's a shot for everyone to like prove how good they are and what they've done on scout team to prove like they could be our next guy if someone gets hurt.
Good to know. Good to know. Well, you guys are coming up now against the Portage Indians in the first round of the sectional. You beat them once already, pretty easily. I mean, with the running clock and stuff. But now it's 0-0 record, and you're going into a tough game at home. So talk about what you guys have been doing this week to prepare.
Well, this extra week was definitely a big part. I mean, we got to look at what they do. We already knew what they do, or did, but I mean, we've been practicing. They have a good wide receiver. He's pretty good. They're solid on offensive line. But other than that, we should be fine. We just got to play as one. That's what it is. Like postseason, that's all it is too. We just got to play together. That's basically all.
It's excitement night. I mean, you guys know what you got with the records and everything you've been doing. Now it's postseason time to show everything. You guys excited?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Excited to see what our team does.
All right. So is everybody out there. Hey, Thursday's Halloween. Coach doesn't know what he's going to be for Halloween. Do you? I mean, do people your age still do trick-or-treating?
I don't think so.
No?
Noah might. Noah might.
Yes.
What are you dressing up as?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Oh, Shaggy.
Shaggy, yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, that's pretty You're not dressing up. You're not doing anything like that?
No, probably not.
And he did not know either. Is Friday night a Halloween dress-up night at the game?
I think it's pink or green.
Pink?
Pink. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. It may be. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming in and talking with us.
Thank you.
You got it. Great job, great hit, and looking forward to seeing you play this Friday.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
There he is once again. Griffin VanTiel, and we'll be back in just a second with Don Fanton. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back on the BullDog Bark. Back at the BullDog Bark, and today we are joined with Junior Don Fanton. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, hey, doing great. Just heard some news, and let's go ahead and talk about that before we get into too much. Very fortunate you were able to visit the University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about your visit.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. I really like the campus. The coaches are really good, and the stadium's amazing. It's oldest, I think it's the oldest double-decker stadium in America.
Wow. Okay.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
So you're only a junior as you're starting to look at what you want to do. I mean, are there colleges out there you're like, man, I hope they call. I'd really love to play there.
I mean, nothing in particular right now. I mean, those schools out there, the Ivy League, and those are really nice. So I'm interested in those, but anywhere, really.
Anywhere you can play. Anywhere they can go to college for free, too.
Yeah.
That always helps, too.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, hey, you're part of this huge defense that you guys have in the Bulldogs. Talk about this defense and, what's gotten you guys to the point where you are right now.
I mean, I think we worked really hard in the off season, getting prepared for this, and then during the games, I mean, up front, it's amazing. Like, nobody's getting through the gaps or anything like that, so it makes it a lot easier on us. We only have to really worry about passes, so it just takes the load off of us, and linebackers and linemen take care of it.
Okay. Talk about the beast that we all know in Szymborski. I mean, it just seems week after week, he is everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's plays that they'll have the running back coming out on a jet, and I'll be thinking that I'm going to have to tackle him, and then Lucas just comes out of nowhere and he'll get him. So he's different than most people.
Yeah.
And that interception against Michigan City, that's huge.
Yeah.
Down in the the red zone, I think, and that changed the game. So he's a game changer.
He is a game changer, that is for sure. We got the Portage Indians coming up this week. Talk about what it's going to take to beat a team twice in the same season.
We got to look at what we didn't do as good against them the first time, fix those, and then see what they've changed since we played them the first time, and just try to repeat it how we played, but just better. Okay. So,
well, the run has started. The regular season is done. Everybody's 0-0 now. You were on that run last year, going to state. What's most appealing to you? What are you looking forward to the most in this run?
Probably just proven that we're a great team. You know, we see the standings and we're always up there, so we want to prove that that's where we should be and try to do better than we did last year. Try to get down there and win it.
There's only one thing you could do better than last year.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see what we can happen. Well, hey, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Best of luck this Friday.
Thank you.
And as the Indians come into town against the Bulldogs, it's Don Fanton. We thank him, and we'll be right back with more Bulldog Bark right after this.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm David Warney from Station 21. I just want to take the opportunity to thank Mark and Coach Buzz for letting us be the proud sponsor of the Bulldog Bark. Have a great football season. Go Dogs.
We are back with the Bulldog Bark. It was great talking to those two fellows. Now let's get back with Coach Bazia and wrap things up. We'll talk about a few things. Coach, first, we've got to be our review people that we do every week. Let's talk about what we're eating, what we had to eat today. What did you have?
Well, today I went with the fish and chips. Station 21, you know,
Okay.
recommended by my good friend Tom Cicero.
Right.
And it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, big piece of cod, fries, you know, tasty. The coleslaw was outstanding, tartar sauce. For me, that's off the beaten path.
That is.
But anybody that likes fish, I totally recommend the fish and chips here at Station 21.
You're going to think the same of me. I went with the mac and cheesy. You would not think I would be doing.
Is that a
something
meal?
like that. It is a meal. It is a meal. It's not like soup. It is a meal.
How'd you like that?
It was cheesy. Added a little pork and bacon to it.
Really?
Yeah. Added that, and it was delicious. So
Wow.
you can't go wrong here.
No, have we had anything that's even average?
We have not.
I mean, and if you look at these guys here, I mean, believe me, everything on the menu is being eaten over there.
Everything.
I mean-
and lots of it.
Unbelievable what they're doing. All right.
Well, let's get to our.
Hey, guys, how's the food over there? Huh? All right, good. Make sure you pay your bill.
Well, let's get to the question of the week, as we have been doing for the last couple of weeks. This week, the question comes from Cedar Lake, Indiana.
Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake, and the question is, in response to a fumble, why don't they call it a thumble? Don't you think it would make more sense, Coach, to call it a thumble? The thumb.
Oh, the thumb. The thumble?
Thumble.
It's from Cedar Lake again?
Cedar Lake.
That sounds like it. It sounds like a question from Cedar. No offense to the people at Cedar Lake. We got a lot of people there. As a matter of fact, our ratings over there are off the charts.
Off the charts.
That's a great question. I think that's probably that's way over my head. But a thumble.
Thumble. Can't hold on to the ball with the thumb.
Yeah.
Something to think about tonight.
We'll think about it, and maybe I'll have something on our next show.
Okay. All right. Well,
Cedar Lake?
Cedar Lake.
Okay.
In the meantime, let's talk about Portage and the big game coming up this Friday. It's sectional round 1. It's being played at home, but Coach, it's never easy to beat a team twice in one season, like you're going to have to do against Portage.
That's the really difficult thing that we go through, and most teams go through. You're playing teams in your conference again, right? And Portage is probably the most improved team I've seen this year. They've really gotten it together. They've averaged 34 points a game, I think, in the last 2 games. Put 35 up, I believe, against Valpo, and they're just they have done a fantastic job of righting the ship, and been a very, very competitive team since we played them. I think we played them in week 5 or 6, and I got to give those guys credit. And we are going to have to play our very best if we're going to advance. They're very, very good on defense, and skill-wise, their quarterback is one of the best in the conference. He's a 3-year starter now as a freshman. He started as a freshman, and they skill all over the place, good size, good speed. And, our guys know after watching the film that this is a little bit different team than we played the first time.
Coach, it's been a pretty decent week as far as weather. We had 70s and 80s this week. Not going to be so lucky to go. We got more people coming in. Not so lucky happening on Friday. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler, but it's more football weather, but it should be at least dry.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be dry, but I know we're going to get some windy days Tuesday and Wednesday. It sounds like 40-mile-an-hour winds and hot, and then sort of drop down. But when we get into the playoffs, you got to have an offense that can sustain things in regards to the conditions. But it sounds like Friday might be ideal. It'd be good to get back at home. It's been really 3 weeks now, right, since we played, and hopefully our fans are still with us, and we could really rally behind them and have a great home field advantage.
And it's the day after Halloween, so it's probably going to be. Is it going to be a dress-up night at BullDog Stadium?
Oh, that I don't know. That's a good question. That I don't know. It's Halloween's on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my season's with ghosts and goblins and things along that nature. I just hope we're dressed up as dogs and we're ready to roll.
Last week's question of the week was, what are you going to be for Halloween? You said you need time to think about it. What did you come up with?
I'm going to have, and I'm very distracted by the guys that we had that just entered the room here. If we got a couple quarterbacks, and we got the Big Sum. Everybody knows Big Sum, right? So I'm a little distracted. But you know what? Can I get back to you on that question?
Sure.
I mean, not a big Halloween guy. How about you?
Oh, I love Halloween.
What are you going to be?
Well, I don't want to give it away, but this year we're going to be, me and my wife are going to be Mario and Luigi from the Mario Brothers.
Luigi?
Luigi?
Yeah.
Is it Luigi or Luigi?
I believe it's Luigi.
Luigi. All right, well.
Did you say Luigi?
Yeah.
Maybe you did.
I don't know.
The guy with the mustache and stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mario Kart,
Where do you just get dressed up at home and sit around and look at each other?
No, we're going to give out candy.
You're going to be dressed up as you give out candy.
Give out candy. And our dog is going to be Mario as well, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
Maybe we'll see a bunch of people dressed up at the game, and the game is a big one. So, Coach, good luck this week.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you coming out, and hopefully we'll be talking next week after a win over the Portage Indians.
How about a shout out to our sponsors one more time? With I got to tell those guys, Dave Warney and Alex Nicola and the Nicola Group. Appreciate everything they do, and I'm glad we could get some guys here to service and try Station 21's food because it is delicious.
Delicious. Make sure you get your tickets. You can get them, and we'll see you out at the game Friday night. It's sectional round 1. The Portage Indians visiting the Crown Point Bulldogs. We thank you very much for tuning in today. We'll see you next week on the BullDog Bar.
Go Dogs.